Hey guys, we're back once again here at Black Rifle Coffee, one of my favorite places, and we're with one of my favorite people. So this is gonna be a fun interview. I've been looking for, interview, chat, I don't know. I've been looking forward to this for a long time. We've been talking about it for a while. But so in this podcast, you guys are gonna learn something about health and fitness. You're also going to find a story to share, and it may resonate with you or it may resonate with someone around you. But not only will you get that, Eboni is going to ask some questions about things that I will answer, so you're going to get a lot of good information. So we're trying to help you build a strong foundation for freedom in your health and fitness, as well as your food and finances, which one day I'll put that all together into an interesting statement. But anyway, that's who we are. So I'm here with Eboni, and let me give you a little bit of summary on Eboni. We spent a lot of time coming up with our motto at the gym. We are happy, humble, helpful people. We want to be happy and fit now, as well as in our 90s. And if I asked all of my coaches to list 10 people that fit that, Eboni would be on everybody's list. Yes.
Wow.
She is. I mean, it's funny. So I think the first time we were in class together, there was a cool song came on, and I was like, I feel like I want to dance in the song. And I looked up, and you were actually dancing in the song, like while we rested. I'm like, oh yeah, we are. We met eyes, and I was like, I'm gonna dance too. When you walk in the room, you get more high fives, more smiles. You fascinate me with the way you bring the energy up, and you get more, bye Eboni, like out the door.
That's sweet.
I love having you here. You bring, like they say, some people energize you and some people take you down. You energize everybody.
Yay.
Yes. So anyway, that's Eboni to me. How did you get here to Woodstock, Georgia? Did you grow up here?
No, I had a long story, but I was born in England. We'll start there.
England?
So I'm a military baby.
Okay.
And then I married a military man.
Yes.
So we got to Woodstock just looking for a cool place to live.
Yeah, and when did you guys
get
get
here? We
here?
lived in the city. We've been living here for almost 7 years in Woodstock.
Okay.
Yep. And I was CrossFitting, I started in 2014, and then I got pregnant again. As y'all know, I have like a bunch of kids.
I've met three of them? Okay.
Well, the baby,
was she there?
Yeah, so
okay.
That's 4. Yeah, so I got pregnant with my second child, and it didn't work. The doctor made me quit.
Oh no.
So I stopped for a few years, and when we moved out here, I was looking for a gym. Found you guys and fell in love. So
well, really appreciate that.
Even through the pandemic,
man,
was awesome.
That was
He let us bring equipment home, and we got to CrossFit at home.
Who would have ever guessed in a business plan? Hey, let's shut down the world.
I know. Right?
And then it turns out, well, I guess if you lived here in Woodstock, it wasn't that
As
crazy.
bad, yeah.
But we would go to a soccer game like downtown Atlanta, and just going down the road, people were crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know if crazy. They were doing what they thought they needed to do.
Yeah.
And but it was weird.
It was
so all of you people.
Weird
so we have people that listen from Australia. I would love to tell those people it was nothing like what you guys went through, and I'm sorry that you guys went through that craziness. Woodstock is a little different.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people moving here from other places just to get away from some of that.
Yeah, I like Woodstock. I love Woodstock.
Yeah.
We were gonna probably leave again, but I know.
Is your husband still on duty?
So he's he's in the reserve or National Guard, and so he's like in his 2-year hold. So as long as we don't go to war, I think we're fine. We'll be done in December.
Oh.
So I am very patriotic. I love my country.
Me too.
However,
yes,
I'm ready for him to be out.
Yes.
So yeah, but so we love Woodstock. We're trying to find land in Woodstock.
Ooh. Do you know there's this guy that's sitting next to you that has land and chickens and ducks? And if you ever want to,
I want to come see it, please.
Yeah.
Let me come see it. Yeah.
So
my kids would love to see the ducks.
Yeah. Well, we should do come learn chickens at the house one day.
Okay.
So Charity and Andrew, new members, just got chickens.
Oh.
And they're like, we're in. What do we do?
Oh, wow. I want some so bad. We can't have them yet, but
No.
as soon as we get land, I'm for it.
You could, so interesting, do you live in an HOA neighborhood?
Yeah.
So many times in the covenants it says no chickens, but you could have ducks because it doesn't say ducks. Unless it says like no birds, which it doesn't always say.
No birds.
No, yeah. So sometimes they're too specific in their wording. But,
Yeah.
So that's interesting. So So my wife is British, so she was born in England as well. Which part of England do you live in?
The part where the military base was. The part where the military base was.
Okay.
At the time, I believe it was called Oxenbury. I don't know what it's called now. But yeah, that's where we lived. Just 3 years, and then we moved to New York, California, and then Texas was my last stop.
Okay.
So,
do you have any British accents left over? Any words
nothing,
like migraine or
nothing.
aluminium?
Don't you think Texas and Georgia probably got rid of
Everything?
all of that?
So one of my favorite dad jokes is if I hear somebody with a British accent or whatever, I usually would say something like, "Oh, so I can tell you're from Texas," and of course they look at me like, "Wait, what?" And I'm like, of course I'm just joking around, but it's funny. The joke doesn't always land
well.
So someone, I just heard this one. So a good dad joke only is funny when it becomes apparent. See the play on word. So my jokes aren't very apparent. Yeah, that's right. See, you have to explain them.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's what makes them a dad joke.
That's exactly it. Yeah. I like the ones that have to sit for a while. People are like 5
walk
minutes
away.
later. Yeah, and then you hear them laughing. Yeah, those are my favorite. Okay, so you decided I'm going to get into CrossFit. How did you make that choice, and like why did you guys?
Okay, so the first time is my sister drug me into it. Yeah.
What's your sister's name?
Nadia.
Thank you, Nadia.
Yeah. And so when I came back, I loved it. I mean, I absolutely fell in love with it. So when I moved out here, it was like that was like the first thing. I gotta find that program because I'm not as disciplined as I think I am in my mind. Going to a gym where the program is there, you have coaches to push you, you have friends to high five you. It's just a better atmosphere.
It's very different.
It's like it takes the stress out.
Right.
No, the workouts are not, they're not for the faint of heart.
No.
But
Well, they can be. Like yesterday,
yesterday was...
Push-ups are my nemesis. I can do many things. Sit-ups and push-ups is weird. I can't do them very well. So those are a lot of push-ups. So I started from my knees. I've been doing CrossFit for 15 years.
Yeah.
I can do push-ups, but I can't do that many. It's like, how do
was
I
a
get through this
lot.
workout? So I immediately went to a substitution or a scale. I said, whatever, I'm just going to go for my knees.
Yeah, and you still sweat just as much.
That's right. My arms are in fuego. Yeah. So, but you can like adjust it to whatever you want.
Whatever you want, yeah. And that's what I mean. So once you get there and you do the workout, for me, once I got like 2 weeks in, it was like...
I'm going to go grab your coffee.
Okay.
Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
So we told her to give us the name. What did I say the name was?
Homer Simpson.
Homer Simpson, yeah. And so Simpson. So they said it and we didn't hear it. See, it says Simpson.
Thank you.
Yep.
But yeah, so once I got 2 weeks into it, I remember why I love it. Like once you're able to like do a lift that you couldn't do,
Right.
or accomplish one of your goals, one of the things that you haven't been able to do for forever.
Yeah.
I mean, earlier this year, right? It was this year.
February.
Yeah, the Open. I wasn't able to lift. I thought in my head I couldn't lift over 110. I couldn't clean over 110. Well, I cleaned 125, and it was like
in the workout.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Those are some of the coolest things when you see people do. Like for me, seeing someone do something never did. Like we did it was a 2 months of skills, and we saw people climb the rope.
Yeah.
They're like, I'll never do that. And you're like, look, if you went up 1 inch, you're on the way to climbing the rope.
Yeah.
Or if you can make yourself stay still on the rope.
Yeah, you've accomplished something more than what the next person that's, not trying. And that's the thing, just try.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. So
Right.
I think that's what I fell in love with was I took the thought out. I don't have to go to a particular gym and like figure out what my workout is going to be. It's there. And then we track the progress. So I don't know, like today I got a PR. I'm excited about it.
What was, I don't even remember what the workout is.
It was the thrusters. I did 1x5 at a heavier weight. So it was, so that just, it makes you want to come back. It makes you want to get better.
Right.
It makes you sad when you can't make it, so yeah.
Well, it is funny. So my schedule, yes to all of that. And in addition, like I was just coming from Bible study. So our men's group meets Tuesday morning. usually I'm a morning workout guy, and I know I have a hard time working out in the afternoon.
Me too.
So this becomes a run day for me, and it's always a little sad because I'm like, what did they do? How did they do it? What did it? So I do come in usually Tuesday nights and coach, so I get to kind of see that stuff.
Yeah.
But I think similar to what you're saying, probably the most interesting thing to me, yes, I mean, CrossFit is a hack to get you fit. It takes some time, but it'll get you there if you just come in. The thing that I didn't anticipate enjoying so much was the people.
Yeah.
As an introvert, I don't really need people. I know. Everyone says it, but I went to Georgia Tech, and it doesn't get more like introverted than like the nerd, right? It's taken me a long time to be able to communicate with human beings.
Not machines.
Right. I can type away, but words are not my friend.
Okay.
So growing up, I'm still a bit dyslexic, but and almost hitting 50, I find the words that I want to pick are not always the right words, or like names. Like, I'll know you forever. And I'm like, hey, Eboni. I'm like, what's wrong with me?
Hey, girl.
Girl, that's it. But anyway, so that community aspect is something that is fascinating to me and more motivating than I really, like, than I would have thought it would be.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. I mean, and I like seeing the people and, high-fiving them and dancing. And
that's right. I think me and you, and there's one other, if they see us dancing, they'll like throw it down, but hey, sometimes good songs come on, and you're like, this is a good one.
What else am I going to do? Look at the weight and not lift it?
That's right. That's right. We're preparing. We are resting. Okay, so let me ask you a question inside of health and fitness.
Okay.
Is there anything you wish we would explain more or give you, is there any insights, questions, or whatever that, I know you've been doing CrossFit for a while.
Yeah.
This way, there's probably someone who has the exact same question.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll answer it here.
So, and I think I've asked it before, but I probably need to be more focused about it. I have a few goats. I probably have about 8. And I know it seems like a lot, but we do a lot of
stuff.
CrossFit.
Now, let me pause right there. So most people, I'm with you. A lot of people now, a goat is greatest of all time. For me and you in CrossFit, a long time ago, your goat was a thing that you needed to work on. It's what gets your goat.
Yes.
Yeah. So what we mean is, and I'm glad you said it because that's very old school, is the goat is the thing you're working on. And you should be working on it. It creates a new neurological adaptation, which helps keep father time or mother time or whoever time, whatever, off your back, or feebleness, right? Okay, so you have these goats.
Yes, these things that are stubborn.
Yep.
And I think there are some ways for me to get there now.
Yep.
I think truth be told, I probably need to trim some, and that's what I'm working on, being more consistent. Losing a little bit more weight so that I can do some of the other things.
Right.
So I think the biggest question is like, what's the best avenue? Do I focus on one of the things that I haven't been able to do, but I'm really close or I want to do it? Or do I do them all?
Yeah.
What do I do?
No, that's actually a great question. And that question is asked in many ways, but it's usually like I want to lose weight, I want to be muscular. So yours, I think, is more intelligence of a question of I want to gain some skill sets, right? So then I guess the answer to any good question is, well, it depends. Yeah. So what you need to look at is, what are my goals? So do I want to be, for example, I'm going to make some of this stuff up, but you can throw in real goals. Do I want to pursue health and fitness into my 90s? Okay, so is that the highest goal? Or is I really want to be able to have the skill of, double unders, right?
That's the main one in my
And that's
head
one of
right
them in
now.
there, right?
Yeah.
So double unders is a learned skill. So do you, Rebecca and Kate usually stay after, and they will work on their double unders, right? So, and sometimes you can do them together, but if it was like for a while I wanted to chase, I don't know why, it just seemed cool, I chased a 400-pound deadlift. This Andy McCann frame does not need to be deadlifting 400 pounds. And if you ask me why, it was just because the other guys could do it. And the other guys were taller, bigger, and stronger. I am just not made that way.
Yeah.
I chose a goal because they had the goal.
Okay.
And so I pursued a goal that really wasn't. And had you asked me, nobody did because I was just more dumb back then. I went for a goal that made no sense.
Okay.
And now my goal is, like muscle ups come up. Like, yeah, I don't really have to do those. I probably can, maybe, right? So then, okay, so let's back up to this. So a skill like double unders can be gotten, but you have to engage with it more often. So you've got to take the goat on a walk. You have to feed the
every
goat.
day.
Right. So if you do like for double unders, if you do, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes of practice.
Okay.
A day.
Every time I come to the gym?
Mm-hmm.
Or
maybe not even
home?
5 minutes. Or maybe 5 minutes total because your calves are going to get murdered. And then you have to add in something like I want to roll out my calves as well.
Okay.
So on things that are highly skilled, it's just focused practice.
Okay.
Now if you said I have 8 to 10 of those, I would pick one and add it in and then like get a good little routine. Now let's say you do double unders and you're like, hey, I did it for, I don't know, 2 weeks and I've practiced, I got my rolling on my calves and I'm feeling pretty good. Okay, what's another one? Because when you get tired, double unders get harder. So skills kind of fall off, right? And then if you say, well, I would like to, I don't know, what's another one like?
So I can do a cartwheel, right?
Oh, yeah.
Very free without being in the rig, but I don't know what freaks me out about going up on the wall backwards.
Okay.
Like I haven't been able to do
to
that.
touch your legs up to the wall? Okay.
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know that I'll be able to do a handstand push-up, but the first thing is, no problem.
So yeah, the first thing is getting comfortable going upside down.
Yeah, well, but I can do a cartwheel. That's the thing. So I can go upside down.
Well, I think it's because in a cartwheel, you know you're falling anyway.
Yeah, okay.
Right?
I don't know what, yeah.
So
maybe that's it.
that one's a good one too. So we went through this kind of April, May-ish of gaining skills.
Yeah.
And so we came up with that list of things you can do. And really on that one, it's go through each of the list and find, like, you build your program. So I would say, hey, do 2 weeks of just double unders, get your calves rolling out. Okay, that takes me about 5 minutes. Got it, right? Because we don't want to spend hours at the gym. Add one more. Let's go. I want to get upside down and be comfortable. Man, getting upside down and being comfortable, it's not easy all the time. I mean, I have literally coached people that said, I have never been upside down, like, in my life. I don't do cartwheels. I'm like, really? That same guy said, I never rode a bike and I don't know how to swim. I'm like, whoa, fascinating. That's a lot of things we didn't do.
Yeah.
And, so on that one is take that list that we had and then chunk through it and be like, okay, so it was like, can I kick up just to the air? Can I kick up and touch the wall with 1 foot, right? Can I put mats? So there's like the different levels of it. And you just simply go until you're like, you know what? I feel super comfortable here. But,
and do that in addition to the...
Right, so you add it on, but don't take too much time. If you're like, look,
like
I'm
10
at the,
minutes.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm at the gym for 2.5, that's not what we want. CrossFit is great because you can come in and out.
Yeah.
But if you want a skill, you have to practice it.
You have to practice more.
Right. But you can practice it at home too, but people might think you're weird at home. Like, Mom, what you doing?
Why are you kicking up on the wall?
Down. Right. I think the other thing there is to have somebody watch every once in a while to see what you're doing. So I like the other day, Kate was doing toes to bar. And her biggest thing was, I can't get that hip swing back. Like, how do I get that? So she's like, Andy, look at this. And she did. I'm like, that is awesome. So she's been working on it a little bit here and there. So you just basically pick those little things, make it a small bit, and make it a habit over time. And if you do that goat for, I don't know, maybe 2 months, you're going to see progress because...
You have to,
if you put attention on it, right?
Yeah. Okay, well then that's what I'm going to apply for this summer.
There you go. Yeah.
Along with my 5 days.
Yeah, so that's a good goal. So you have a goal right now to what?
To be in the gym 5 days a week.
You say it with a heavy heart.
Yes.
To be.
Because with being a mom of 4, wife, working, I'm not just,
time.
And so that means sometimes I have to come at 5, and that is not beautiful. Yeah,
that is a tough time.
I am still happy, Eboni, but I'm probably not as chipper as my 7:30.
I can't imagine you not being.
Yeah.
So here's my trick for that. The goal of 5 days is great. So you aim for it, but every day is a success. So if you miss one, you had 4 successes, right? So I wouldn't say like make it like 5 is the thing. It's the attempt at 5.
Okay.
So on the days like I said, Tuesdays is really tough for me to actually do anything. So that's become my run day.
Okay.
And you know what my warm up is? I just start to run. You know what my cool down is? I walk up the driveway, right? And I'm like, look, that's what I had today. That's totally fine. Now on the flip side. It was a couple days ago, I came in and I just told the coaches, I'm like, hey, I'm going to underwhelm you today. I'm going to do the warm-up and do some skill work, and then I'm going to get on the rower, and I'm just going to row while everyone does everything. So I think I rowed for like 30 minutes, just watching in class and smiling and enjoying.
Yeah.
But I came in anyway, so even if you feel like, oh no, I'm sore, you just come in and get on the bike, get on the rower. So what you're doing is you're building that habit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that becomes the thing. It's like compound interest in finances. You just keep investing and let it catch up to you.
Eventually. You just have to be patient with it too, you know. So what I have found, and the reason why, let me just go back. The reason why I decided on this 5 days a week attempt is that I feel like I do better eating. I eat better when I'm at the gym more. I just do. And it's not like anybody's watching me, you know what I mean? But it's just like in my head, I'm like, dude, if I eat this tomorrow morning, it's gonna be tough.
Right.
You know?
Well, and we tell people that all the time is like take note of what you're eating and how does it affect you tomorrow. So weirdly, I hate journaling. I hate anything written. I have a hard time with. Even these little notes I made on the Post-it notes. I just don't write well. But the value of journaling something. So in my phone, I've got a word pad, or not word pad, a text pad or whatever, and I will write stuff in there so that I can go back and look at it and say, okay, well, I had 9 cups of coffee, and guess what it did to me?
I didn't sleep well.
I didn't, right. So there's weirdly a cause and effect to those things. But if you log it and acknowledge it, then it usually helps. Plus, if you're around healthy people,
that
you tend to, right. So I told my kids.
It's good peer pressure.
That's right, and it's good peer pressure. Yeah. So like, dry needling, not for me, but I'm fascinated by the people in the gym that come and do it, right?
Yeah.
People do that cupping thing?
Yeah, no.
I don't think that's for me.
No, it's not.
But it's
cool to see people do it. Yeah.
And they're talking about healthy, fit things, right? They're not talking about like, well, hey, I was trying out vaping to see how it works for me.
Yeah.
Right?
They're actually doing something that is going to help improve their body to live longer. Yeah. That's
right.
exactly why. Yeah. And I think the other goal that I had, let me just say that, was, so you know, I not just had a baby. She's 9 months.
Oh, okay.
But the goal was to keep CrossFitting through the whole pregnancy. And I think I got up right up until like maybe a week or two is when the doctor was like, okay, I think you should stop.
Right.
But I mean, I was so excited. You know, I was just determined that I wasn't going to have to stop.
Yeah.
And you don't have to stop.
No.
You know, things are different for different people, but I think that's the biggest thing about CrossFit is like we put these goals out here and then we have people to encourage us to keep pushing. And I said it to all the coaches, look, don't go easy on me. Yes, I'm pregnant, but there's things that I can do. You know, I know physically there will be things that I can't do, but there will be things that I can do instead of it. And that's why I love it.
Well, and I know all of us appreciate the fact that you are very coachable. Like, hey, I wouldn't do this, I would do this. So we give you modifications or scales or whatever, and you're like, okay, I'm into it, let's try it.
Yeah.
It is fascinating to me. I wish we had known about CrossFit and the advantages to pregnant moms that having kids, like doing CrossFit up until labor time, many women say, wow, that was a lot easier than the other time. Now, it could be second kids are easier than the first kids. I don't know. But actually, I do know that. But sometimes
it helps with breathing. It helps with what you can handle. You know, like it's really
exhausting.
Yeah.
And then you're like, I did CrossFit. I can do that.
Yeah.
So, so that is very good stuff. And I think you are wise to look at it like that. Like, hey, can I come in? Can I put more on the table? Listen to the coaches. I have these goals. How do I get to those? I mean, I think that's the best way to do it. There's fitness over time. It's like when people do dieting. If you do a crash diet, you're going to crash in the end, right? Many times when, I've seen it in my own family, they'll do a calorie deficit, and it does work. But then when you get off of it, right, it's not sustainable. Yeah. So things like CrossFit or a smart nutrition plan, they're sustainable for the rest of your life. We can do this forever. You've been CrossFitting with your sister, Nadia.
For 7, 8 years,
Dang, right? So anyway, I think that's the thing that's fascinating to me is that this methodology, this process is doable for the rest of your life at any level.
Yeah.
And it'll move the needle.
Yeah.
Like a move day at CrossFit is bigger than most people's.
Yeah. Every day. Yeah. Full on workout. Yeah.
Right.
I agree.
All right, so here's some questions for you.
Okay.
Yeah. What was your first job?
Ooh. I worked at the movie theater.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Did you get a lot of free movies?
Yeah.
That
I
would
got to see, and I got to get people in for free. Like that. Dude, like it was the best. All the new movies.
Yeah.
But it kind of, I mean, it was great because all the new movies you got to see kind of sucked because usually like blockbuster weekends you were at work.
Right.
I worked a concession stand.
Nice.
I was a bit of a klutz back then though. So.
Spilled a lot of drinks?
I spilled drinks. I remember one time, so the concession stand was very long. Think of a very long hallway. Mm-hmm. And I was getting a hot dog, and somebody had spilled butter, so the ground was greasy.
Oh.
And it was a blockbuster weekend, and I literally rang the person up. I was like, I'm going to get your hot dog. Went to get the hot dog, slipped on the way there, left my hand in the air with the hot dog. Everybody cheered. It was that kind of moment. It was so bad.
But you saved the hot dog?
I saved the hot dog.
Hey, there you go.
I sacrificed my back to the butter.
Jeez. That is some slippery butter right there.
Yeah, that's some slippery butter.
So what was something that you took away from it? What's a learning lesson from the first job? Here, I'll tell you mine. I was a bag boy.
Yeah.
It was go get a degree because
You don't want to do that?
I don't want to do this.
Yeah, that definitely was just a summer job to have fun. I would say that. There were some kids doing some bad stuff though.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I was saying, it don't pay to do crime.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, whether you're 17, 16, yeah, there were some kids stealing, and they went to jail.
Oh,
so,
yeah?
If I don't think I had that in my mind, but if I ever had a message to anybody, I don't care if you're 16 or 17, don't steal money.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
well, I
help
think
you.
that's the way a lot of businesses go cashless.
Yeah.
Just because it's harder to.
Yeah.
So I took Levi to go get a ticket paid, and the government window said we don't accept cash. I'm like, that's funny. It's the government money, but it was probably sticky fingers or something, right?
Yeah.
So, what's something that maybe a parent or a grandparent taught you that you were like, oh yeah, that's probably not wise back then, but now you're like, oh yeah, I should be teaching my kids these lessons.
Oh man, that's a good one. So I have a great aunt, and she always has said, and I'm sure it came from someone else, but we're gonna go with her.
Okay.
People tell you who you are, so you should believe them, right? Yeah. Isn't that like really? And so it helped. What that did is it helped me with everything. So let's say when I was in college and I had a group project, you see people for who they are, right? So if you get into a group project and there are people that aren't helping, you saw that. You wanted to believe something different, but you saw it.
Yeah.
People can change, but you accept that. So I think that has always stuck with me. Like, and it helps me to not expect more, or to expect less because I've seen less,
Right.
So yeah.
I think I should have learned that lesson earlier. I tend to trust really fast, and then but I should watch more. And I've had other businesses, and it's burned me. So, yeah, like I think one of my biggest mistakes was an old business partner giving him access to the checkbook, but then we also balanced our own profit and loss sheet. So I was like, yeah. Anyway,
dude.
Yeah. I walked down that one pretty bad. So, was your great aunt, was she somebody in your life a lot, or?
She still is. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she still is. Yeah.
She lives here in Woodstock?
She lives in Marietta, not too far, like down Trickham, but in Marietta.
Yeah?
Yeah, she's
so,
awesome.
If you're interested, I've been doing, offered out special classes for you and your loved ones. So I had Randy Skeen brought his mom in, who came in from like Connecticut, and he's like, I just want to show what CrossFit. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. So if you think, great aunt, what's her name?
Wanda.
If you think Wanda would be interested, we can create a class just for you and her, or your husband too, and have you guys have a little fun. And she'll be like, oh, that's interesting.
She might do that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And if Nadia's in town, we'll bring her in town. She can
She's
show down.
coming Monday.
She's coming Monday? Is she going to come into the gym?
So we can do Murph together.
What's that?
Murph.
Oh, that's right. Murph is Monday.
Murph is Monday.
So I'll tell you this. as like working for myself, I lose track of days all the time. Like today's Tuesday, but the only reason I know that is because I got to wake up early and go to the men's group, right? I'm like, I don't even know. So yeah, Murph is Monday.
Murph is Monday. She's coming to do it with me.
Nice.
I think we might Smurf it.
Yeah, no, hey, I did Murph the real way. No, I didn't have a vest on. I did it like 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, and I think it took me like 2 hours. The pull-ups, I stared at the bar. I think I was there for like 20 minutes. I'm like, what am I doing? I can't.
You rethink your whole life.
Yeah, you're like, I'm just standing there. I could only do like one pull-up every like 15, 20 seconds or something. I'm like, and it was like, I would reverse my grip. I was doing chin-ups. I mean, I was like,
whatever you could to get over there.
And that wasn't even the worst part. The push-ups became the worst because my little baby arms just don't want to do that motion. Yeah. So I was doing push-ups like with my hands out to like the side, had my elbows in tight. I had like everything I could to get like myself moving.
Yeah.
Well, cool. So, I won't be here, but I'd love to meet Nadia. So Nadia, you have to stay till Tuesday. What is she?
She lives in Ackworth or Powder, like over there. But
what gym does she go to?
I don't know the name of it, but there's one over there.
Shout out to them.
Yes, shout out to that CrossFit gym.
There's a bunch of them that way, so
in Powder Springs somewhere, Ackworth, that area. But but I think she'll come hang out with me that day. We usually go back and forth with whoever, you know.
Yeah. Do you have any other brothers and sisters?
I do. I have another little sister.
She
lives
CrossFit?
in Houston. Oh. No. And I think she would be great at it, but no. She's like the glam girl. So,
nice.
Yeah.
So I've got, so obviously I own a gym. I've been doing this for 15 years. My older sister owns a gym in CrossFit Plant City.
Oh, really?
So she's like in.
Where?
And then her daughter got in and now works for Wadify.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then my other sister, Vivian, who's like 20 years younger than me or 25 years younger than me or something, she coaches at CrossFit Tucker.
Here in Georgia?
Yeah, just down the way.
Okay.
And then I've got two other siblings that think CrossFit's from the devil.
How many?
There's like 92 of us.
Oh, okay.
We're still finding them everywhere. But no, I find it fascinating. So, and then in my family, there's 6 of us, and I'd say 4 of us are really into CrossFit. One of us is like, I go because you guys go. And the other one's like, nah, not so much. Even though she tried it for a while, just not her jam, but she kept doing it because she loves me, I guess.
Oh, okay.
But it's just fascinating. It's definitely not for everybody.
No, it's not. My husband is in the military, and I took him. Did I take him for Murph one year? Like years ago.
Yeah.
And he was just like, no. I mean, and we're talking military, running with the backpack for 9 miles kind of dude, and he's just like, I think it's the gymnastics portion that he's just like, no,
not for me.
Not
now,
doing it.
A little segue to your family. That was great on the open. They all came in, and they were. I've already saying your praises, but then seeing your family and that it's true in your family too. Your husband is like the nicest guy. And I only met him for about 2 hours while he was there, but the nicest guy. Your children, they're like so well behaved. I mean,
thank God.
Right, they were right. When they get home, maybe something different, but they were so polite and they had questions. I'm like, you guys are so cute.
Yeah.
I mean,
well,
you've done a great job.
They enjoy the fact, and that's a testament to CrossFit and working out all the time. They being able to say I go to the gym every day. So it's a culture in our house that I've always wanted. I want them to know exercising to be a part of your life. Period. So they get excited when they get a chance to come and see. And
well, we can add your great aunt, Nadia, your husband, and your children, and we'll create a class for everyone. I'll make it accessible to all of them. Yeah. But we'll also make sure we do a move that you really love so that you can crush them in a loving way.
Win. Because that's the other part of CrossFit.
It is, yeah.
You want to see your friends so that you can beat them on the board.
So with Wadify, we have the whiteboard that you can see your stuff. I only now look at my own stuff. It's been like a year. I don't even look at the other things, which is funny because for the longest time, I would always look and see where I fell into it, but now I'm like, whatever.
Who cares?
So it's interesting how your I guess the focus sort of changes, right? I do want to compete and have fun and push, but not so much that I'm like, right? I tell everyone my secrets. I'm like, okay, so what I would do here is like grip this way or that way or save my arms or whatever. Okay, so tell us about your fitness background. Did you play sports growing up?
I did. So I played volleyball, basketball, and I did run track for like 2 years. I despised it. They forced us to, though.
Yeah. What was your track sport, your event?
400, 4x4. And you would think I would be so fast, Andy, like, because I was pretty fast.
Yeah,
then,
yeah, yeah.
You know, I was like a 59
that is
second,
good,
400. Yeah, that was pretty good back then. You know, now probably, but yeah, I do not like to run.
So on the volleyball, do you have a particular position?
A hitter.
Okay, so is that the libero? No, that's someone on the net?
On the outside. Who
Outside.
hits, yeah, and then yeah,
they bump set and then you spike.
You spike it, yeah.
Got you.
Yep, but basketball was my jam.
Oh yeah. What position?
I was a small forward.
Okay.
I still love basketball.
So is that the shooting forward? No, small forward is the. What do you do?
Like the three. So
Yeah,
you're
okay,
like
the three.
shooting, you rebound, you kind of do everything.
So you were a hustler.
I was a hustler.
Oh yeah.
I love basketball.
Yeah.
That if I could play now, that probably would be what I do.
We should express our fitness, right? So I've got CJ is going to hook us up with a pickle tournament somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like, you could hook us up with a little basketball tournament.
I would, if people would, I would love it.
So
oh my God.
The only thing I'm good at basketball, because both your
coaching.
No, yes, I could coach it. I did. I've coached a lot of basketball, but the challenge of the volleyball net and jumping and being tall is my problem. So I would have not been a spiker, and my accuracy is a bit off, weirdly, even though I can do, like, as a kid I could ride a unicycle and juggle. Whoa. But accuracy, like, I guess my eyes aren't, like, I don't know, but I'm not very accurate in many things. So I could probably be the guy who does the bump. Is that the bump? Yeah, I could probably bump things. But and in basketball, my only thing I could do, I couldn't dribble. I thought I could dribble really well, and then you see people who can dribble, you're like, I don't dribble well at all. My hands were very fast, and being small and short, they have to dribble and it has to hit the ground. So I'm just closer to the ground. So I could steal the ball very well.
Good, yeah.
So my job was steal and pass, and then I would never touch the ball after that.
Oh,
but
wow.
everyone's got, like,
they got their thing.
You got your thing.
Yes.
And if you know how to use, so that was in coaching, I could watch people's thing and then mold the strategy around what we had. So I coached Cherokee Christian down the street here, their middle school basketball team.
Okay.
And the girls could not dribble. And I'm like, okay, this is fine. We can teach you to dribble. Okay, also I realized that the score for a middle school basketball game is like 2-5, right? And so I'm like, okay, knowing that we only need to make like 5 shots, how can we, and we can't dribble, and most of my girls were soccer players. I'm like, look, can you guys overhead pass? Yes.
All the way.
And we would just,
one side
that's
of the
it,
court.
that's it. And I had coaches yelling at me like, you can't play like the boys. I'm like, what?
Why not? I'm just trying to win.
You're just trying to win.
Yeah.
And so we would get like 6 points versus their like 2 or 3 points. So we couldn't defend very well, but we eventually learned to dribble. But okay, so basketball. Did you play basketball in college at all, or volleyball?
Just intramural.
Okay.
So I tried to. I was going to walk on.
Yeah.
But I had more scholarship money, academics. So it's like I'm not going to work for free.
In academics, how far has that taken you versus basketball?
I know,
right?
I know. I would, even if I was. I feel bad for the WNBA players, but
yeah.
I'm like, I'm sure we probably make more money.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
So similarly, I tried to pole vault at Georgia Tech. So I was a track guy as well. There wasn't the internet. There wasn't, like, you couldn't just look things up and like be like, hey, what are the best physical characteristics of a pole vaulter? And you know what it wasn't?
Yeah.
It wasn't this guy. So had I known that, I would have quit sooner. But then I'm out there practicing. I'm like, oh man, I'm not college good, and I'm at Georgia Tech. And I'm like, wait a minute, how much? So it's a question for you. How much does the average professional pole vaulter get paid? 0. Because there are none, right? So I'm like, what am I doing? But you know how much the electrical engineer gets paid?
Exactly.
A lot more.
Yes, a lot
So
more.
like,
So where are we going to put our focus?
That's right. I should probably quit.
It's so true.
Yeah.
It is so true. And that's the funny thing with my girls. They both want to go to the Olympics. They say that. And which is great.
Yeah.
Like my husband is like, yeah, you're definitely going to go. You can go. However, on the way there, we're going to get our degree because
the Olympics,
they don't make any money.
Right. Unless you get like a sponsor
or a good endorsement.
Yeah, it's not very lucrative. Which now I think, didn't they just say college kids can
they're making money.
What is that? It's
image and likeness, the NIL.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, they're making money.
And what do you think about what do they just allow betting on college sports?
Oh, they do? Not,
Yeah.
I didn't know it was college too.
I think so. Isn't that right?
I know
there's
it's professional.
Yeah,
because
yeah,
they,
for sure.
They show it all day, every day.
Yeah.
Like I watch the games,
Yeah.
the basketball games every day. But I didn't know college.
I think so.
Sense.
I might be wrong on that. So I'm
Yeah.
as good at following sports as, I can't think of a bad analogy. I'm not very good at all.
Oh,
So
you're not-
my
okay.
kids, when they went to college, they're like, Dad, we're at the college football game, Auburn and UGA. And they're like, I don't even know the rules to football. Why did you do this to us? I'm like,
Oh man.
but you know how to CrossFit. You can
Yes,
clean a jerk and you can, they're like, yeah, but everyone's talking about the play and I have no idea what happened. I'm like, yeah, sorry about that. So
Just cheer when they cheer.
I'm like,
Yeah.
so, yeah, we never, I don't know why, but we never watched sports unless it was like the Super Bowl. And even
Yeah.
then, I'm like, I don't even know
You
what's
didn't know
happening.
what's happening.
No, not really. But I coached a lot of sports. We just didn't watch a lot of TV sports.
So I didn't do it until recently. I played it, but I wasn't even interested. From Texas, God is football. Football is God.
Right. Oh, very nice.
It was a big
I like that
deal.
one.
Yeah. But it wasn't until my son, he goes to Pure Shots and he does CYB. Like he wants to
Yes.
play basketball, and he's a big boy. He'll do all right. He does pretty well. But he also has started playing football because it's creating more discipline.
Right.
With that comes, we have to watch it.
Right.
And the whole house is watching it. The girls, everybody. And the girls are like, so who are we going for? We have to tell them we're going for. So that's been our thing. And that's why we've gotten into it. Just because I am so.
What does he play position-wise in basketball?
Post,
Okay.
big name.
Nice.
Yeah.
And what about football?
I don't know. Like,
You just
I know
start-
he
yeah,
was
okay.
O-line, D-line.
Okay.
Big boy. So not the center, but the one next to the center.
I don't
whatever
know
that
football
is.
either. So
Okay,
let's call him linebacker.
we'll do that.
I know it's not a wide receiver or a
No,
quarterback.
it's nothing like that.
So
yeah.
that's actually all of them tied into something. I don't know. I know.
No, he's definitely not tied in.
I am making all the guys listen to this, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, he's an idiot." It's true. I am an idiot, especially in foosball.
Yeah.
No, I can play foosball, but football.
Football.
Yeah. Okay, so let's backtrack. So you got back into CrossFit, or you started doing CrossFit, and we're in this journey. What's something that you were able to get back or do, like something you're proud of for your health and fitness?
What do you mean? I don't know.
So you've been doing this, right? And you're like, I don't know, like for me, I had a really bad shoulder when I started CrossFit, and now my shoulder is like, weirdly, it doesn't bother me at all, and I never did PT, so I've been able to get back shoulder mobility and strength,
Okay.
and it's just basically doing CrossFit.
Well, I'll say this. Me and my sister were just talking about this the other day. We don't have a problem working out, like, period. So, like, if any of my friends call and say, let's go do this, okay. It's not like, oh,
Let's go up
girl.
Stone Mountain. You're like,
yeah, okay,
So
let's go.
That is the magic that I think most people. CrossFit will not make you massive. Nobody looks at me and they're like, dang, Andy, you've been CrossFitting for 15 years. You look like
You're
it.
swole.
Yeah, nobody says that. I wish somebody, so if you're listening to this and you see me in downtown Woodstock, say,
Please
dang,
say.
boy, are you on steroids? I'll say yes. Nobody says that. But what they do say is, like, my buddy called me up and he's like, hey, you want to go hike up Blood Mountain? I'm like, sure. So you and I can just go. And other parents are like, what the heck just happened? How are you still moving and doing it, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that...
That's honestly the whole point of it all.
It is.
Working out is just not a problem. I've met so many people that are like, I want to be fit, but I don't want to get off the couch.
You have to do something.
You have to do something.
ChatGPT won't help you here. You literally have to go and do it.
You have to do
have to
it.
go do
There's
it.
nothing that can help you except you get up and move.
Right. And
so that's the thing.
I think if you have a goal like that, or you witness this, that, hey, let's go walk up Stone Mountain, you're like, yeah, let's do it. And then you see what you're able to do against your peers, right? So I coached a lot of sports, and one of them was soccer, and you're outside moving around, and parents are like, how are you still like doing? I'm like, how are you not?
Yeah.
I'm almost 50, so my peers are almost 50, right? And I mean, I hope to have a lot of life ahead of me, but I don't want to die of feebleness.
No.
I want to die fun.
Yeah.
Not of, well, I didn't do anything, and all those health things like crept up on me.
Yeah.
Or just not being able to do. So that's a huge one. I wish more people had that in their head. It's not necessarily, I mean, you did PR today, so that is cool.
That is
but it's
very
not
cool.
necessarily the PR.
Yeah.
It's what happens to you outside of the gym.
Yeah.
Or what you can do outside of the gym.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so is there anything coming up, like a basketball tournament that we're going to get into, or volleyball tournament? Anything that you're looking to use any of this fitness with, or is it still, hey, it's just general life? I'm
Okay, I got one for
Yeah.
you, Andy. And my husband said he would help me with that because he's pretty fast runner. I would I've done a few half marathons.
my.
I don't mind doing a 5K. You know, like I said, it's the whole, I'll just get up and do it. But I have yet to hit the 10-minute mile. That's
my.
And that is what I'm hoping these 5 days a week.
Yep.
And we're doing the 100 meters right
Yeah.
now. I just want to
makes
get
me
to
nervous. 100-meter sprints. It's the most injurious thing I've ever seen in CrossFit. That's why I'm like, go slow, go slow, go slow. Because people like take off, and we just don't like all out run like that very often. But it will help. So the weird thing is, I have an episode coming up with a buddy of mine. We go on an adventure race. We do a 10-hour or 12-hour race. So it's, will CrossFit help with endurance racing? The short answer is yes. I've been doing this, and he does all the long distance training. Now, the other thing on running, just like double unders, there is better form. So what I would do there is, yes, exercise, but also add in like a 200-meter jog every day where you're practicing the good form. Like, you know, your elbows are in that nice 90 degree, your hands go from pockets to shoulders, you don't cross your body, right? So make your form more efficient.
Yeah.
And if you're more efficient, then you'll be able to move a little faster. It's like when people do cross country. Did you run cross country ever?
No.
Or actually when you're running the 400 meters.
Yeah.
Because you did do that.
Yeah, I did do that.
When you're in your lane, and you've got, I guess, you're always running to the left, right? This goes around the circle. So when you're going around the circle, is it better to run the inside line or the outside line?
When you're running the 400?
Yeah, when you're going around the circle.
I think it's like maybe that 2 or 3 lane. You know?
No, I'm sorry,
Okay.
yes. The lanes. So is it a shorter distance? So let's say you're in lane 3. There's an inside line and an outside line that you have to stay between. You'll run a shorter race if you're closer to that inside line, right? Versus the outside line. Now it's probably only like, 15 feet or something, right?
Yeah.
But it's the efficiency. So it's using your brain and your form to become more efficient to help get you to the 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Not just, in addition to the fitness.
The fitness.
The other way to trick it out is to get on a bike. You'll definitely do a 10-minute mile. So it doesn't have to be your feet. You just pedal your way there. No, that's cheating. What would be a high-low buffalo in your CrossFit garage or CrossFit in general experience? So, highs, lows, and then buffalo is just anything, that's kind of weird, unusual, and fun.
Highs.
Oh, well, think about that one.
Okay.
Okay, we'll pause on that one. And so, if you said if I had a message to people, so you do have a chance. There's a billboard right here. We used to have CrossFit Garage on it as an advertisement, and for 6 months nobody ever saw it. And I just talked to people like, oh yeah, I saw the sign. I'm like, well, whatever. So if you could rent that sign out and put your message to everyone on 92, what message would you tell them? It can be anything. It doesn't have to be fitness. It can be anything.
Anything. Well, the message what I tell them. Take care of your mental health. That's what It's Mental Health Month, if you didn't know.
Is it right now?
Yes, it is.
So what's something you can do that's mental health?
Dance, dude. Just get up and dance. I think lunch dance breaks are overrated?
Underrated. Yeah, you should do them.
You should definitely do them.
Well, so that's the thing is the glass is half full, right?
Yeah.
So AJR has a line in their songs, when life gives you lemons, at least it gave you something.
Yeah.
So you and I, on our breaks in the gym between the movements, we're like, yeah, this is a good song, we're gonna dance. Bring joy.
Yeah.
So we just started a thing in my family, when the kids came home from college, they're like, we wanna do more interesting things, and one of them, I was like, how about country line dancing? They're like, we're in. So we found a place over in Alpharetta, or whatever, that way. Milton, I don't know where it is. A Brimstone Tavern that does Monday night country line dancing. And so
y'all are in it.
We're like, dance, have fun, smile, enjoy. It brings that, it makes you smile.
Yeah. I feel like you can muscle through, no pun intended, but you can muscle through a lot of things if you're taking care of your mental health, if you can see the glass half full, and just dance. I know in my family, with my kids, anybody's having a horrible day, we can turn on one person's favorite music, and it's great. And even when I take them to school, sometimes I have to take them to school instead of them catching the bus. they'll get to pick a song, and we'll play that song so they get out of the car with a better mood, So that's my message. Take care of your mental health.
And it'll take care of you.
And it will take care of you. You can do the CrossFit, or you can run, or you can not.
Right.
But, you take care of your mental health. Yeah.
Oh, I'm pointing to my brain. Sorry.
Yes.
They can't see any of this. Right. No, I love that. Maybe if I remember, I'll go back and listen to this, and I'll try to make it the title, or something. I'll find something in there. Is there any books or podcasts that you like or recommend out to people?
Oh. Dang, you kind of stumped me there. I'm such in kiddie land right now.
Well, that's okay. What's a good kid book?
I am writing a book.
Oh, you really? Okay, there we go. Perfect. So what is it? What kind of book is it?
It is a children's book.
I like it.
And it's about, actually the title, I can say the title.
Yeah.
My Name is David. That's my son's name. So it's a story about something that happened to him on the bus. He was bullied.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I'm almost done. I'm like 60% done.
Nice. And so do you have a way to, like, that whole world of publishing and all that? Do you have all that?
I'm going to self-publish.
Nice. Okay.
For now.
So I think
unless someone's listening that's a great big publisher and they can publish it.
So I think self-publishing is a lot better way to go.
Yeah, it is. For right now, anyway. Yeah.
When you get the ability to buy the book, send it to me, I will blast it out to the 4,000-ish local CrossFit people.
Yeah.
Actually, I guess they're all over the place, but most of them are local. So we can get your book, and they can learn how to deal with bullying.
Yes.
Which is a real thing.
It is a real thing, and it's so funny. It's funny that my son gets bullied because he's so big.
He's probably really nice and gentle.
Yes, he's just a giant. So, and what that means is that any child can be bullied. It doesn't matter.
Right.
Yeah. So, anyway,
we just dealt with that too a little bit at school, but it was like, well, it was weird, and I'm like, I don't. From the 80s, I don't get it. Like, basically, I mean, we were bullied and you just dealt with it. Like, hey, this one kid would grab me and they'd be like, give me your lunch money. I'm like, okay. And then that's where I started to learn that humor, diffused situations, not your mama jokes. That's not, that just makes them worse. Yeah. Right. So I started probably my dad jokes back then because nobody's the butt of the joke in a dad joke. It's just,
it's just a random joke.
I call it funchasm. It's not sarcasm, it's funchasm. But it gets those guys thinking a different way, or maybe makes them smile, and smiles stop them
and
from
forget
being
about
mean.
bullying. Yeah.
Yeah.
And most bullies are dealing with something, and that's the whole thing. And so, not that I want my kid to be the one you use to get rid of your situation, but
no. It was a rough one, and I've never like the emotional turmoil of middle school girls is so incredibly more.
There's a lot of access to them, like you can't turn it off. Like they have a phone, you can't turn it off.
I know, they go home and they're still going. I'm like, I'm going to ground your phone. And she actually said thank you. Yeah. Because I can't reply anymore. Yeah. I'm like, right, just let it go.
Let the phones rest.
Yeah, there's a lot of
adults can rest their phones too.
Right? We should be doing that more.
Yeah.
I guess how long about, my oldest is 20. So we just had a little meltdown last night, and probably on my side, but I'm like, look, I know it's not fair. I'm changing the way I parent because I think I'm learning more. So, I'm okay apologizing to my kids, like, hey, I did this wrong, or I think this way is probably better. I just let them know. Yeah. And like everyone deals with something, and usually the kid that's pressing on you doesn't really want to be a jerk. Yeah. They just don't know how to express it because home is not great.
Yep. Yeah. Exactly.
So you have your own book. I love it. So we're going to blow that up. We're going to sell tons of it. I don't know how that works. You can read it on Audible too. You can get like.
You're the one who got me onto the Audible thing.
Are you listening to books?
I've only done one.
Nice.
But it was amazing. Yeah, it's amazing. And then you can pick all the different types of voice.
Yeah.
So, like, if you want a British voice, okay.
True, you can, like, on some of them, you can, I think...
change the...
Yeah. The way they read them back to you. Yeah. So, being dyslexic, I don't read very much. Okay. But I have found, now that I found this, like, podcast and Audible, I'm like, wow, I can listen...
to a lot of things, yeah.
And I can listen on '2 speed, and it sounds okay to me, which freaks everyone in my family out. They're like, what's wrong with you? Like, I don't know, it sounds right. But it's... I probably... Before this stuff came out, I could... count on 2 hands how many books I actually read. Yeah. I just have a really hard time putting all the words together and stringing it out, but audiobooks or podcasts, That's beautiful stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else you would like to throw out to the world? In addition to, I have a book coming out,
Yeah.
which is awesome. Oh, actually, I got one. Tell me about Coach Prime.
Coach Prime.
I saw you reposted something from a guy on Instagram.
You mean
Facebook?
Yeah. Coach Prime he's not controversial. I think he's doing a great job. So, he's coaching at Colorado.
Okay.
University of Colorado.
No, I don't know. You know me in sports.
Yes, you in sports.
Yeah.
So he's coaching football there. He left HBCUs. A lot of people got upset, but he offers a lot of nuggets. So I dig him.
I like nuggets, yeah.
Yeah, just a little bit of something. I like the nuggets even more because they run my stuff.
Yeah.
He offers something. He makes you think, and he's just encouraging. And the thing about him is he does what he does, and it doesn't matter if anybody likes it or not.
I love that.
Honestly, if you're gonna live life, do it.
Yeah.
Commit to it, do it, and move on.
Yeah. And don't worry about what people say. So I like a little bit of controversy because that means you're not listening to the other people and what they're saying, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to do what I think is best and right. And your intentions are true and honorable, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay, so last thing. Let's say I am a working mom of 4, and I'm like, wow, I'd like to get my health and fitness back. Would you do CrossFit?
Yes.
What would you tell them? How would you motivate them? What advice would you give them?
Just try it. Try it for a week. Most CrossFits, if you don't live in our area, where we have a great CrossFit.
Thank you.
I'd say try it. Just try it for a month or so because it's something for yourself. It's that 1 hour for yourself. 1 hour where you get away, and every frustration that you have, you can take it out on the bar.
Right.
You can take it out on dumbbells. You get to take that moment back for yourself and be a strong mom.
Yeah.
And
I think it shows the kids a lot.
And
if
a
you
big
are,
example for your kids. Yeah.
Yep. Exercise is part of our lives.
It has to be every day for the rest of your life.
Yep.
It's non-negotiable.
And that is how we are healthy and fit now, as well as in our 90s.
Yeah.
All right, very good. Eboni, thank you very much.
Thank
This has been
you.
awesome. I love having you in the gym. Oh, I didn't get the last one.
Thank you.
I forgot we have a handshake.
He left me hanging.
All right, guys, take care. I hope you enjoyed it. If you need help or have questions, you can find me at andy@crossfitgarage.com. And if you're in the local area, let me know. I will help you out in real life, not just over the phone. All right, take care, guys.